Hey, it's me, the NPC. So, unfortunately, I've got a lot on my plate the next couple weeks. As a result, the only way I'm going to be able to get new episodes out on a schedule is to have a drop in production values. Yes, even more than usual. On the plus side, you won't have to look at my Sasquatch-looking mug in that time, so, take what you can get. Let's kick things off with Waluigi time. Popular opinion on Waluigi has really taken a turn since his middling debut. Over time, he's really built up a fan base and has become one of the more popular picks for Smash. Even when the Smash Ballot was going on, Waluigi had already started gaining support, so he has a pretty good chance of catching attention. He'd also be a good fit for representing some of the Mario spin-off games. His moveset could emphasize tennis in reference to his debut, or maybe he could focus on abilities based on Mario Party. Have him roll dice for random effects and use other items that make him a trickster with a chance of backfiring. It'd be a perfect fit for his personality to make him a devilish cheater with a clumsy habit. I give Waluigi a 4. Next up is Shovel Knight. If any indie character were to get into Smash, it would be him. This was the first game to get Amiibo without any connection to a Nintendo-published game. Even now, that's still a unique accomplishment. The only other third-party games to have their own Amiibo are Monster Hunter and Dark Souls. Shovel Knight also had a lot of hype going for him when the ballot was going on. The only question is whether or not Nintendo is interested in having an indie character in Smash to begin with. Sure, Commander Video got a trophy in Smash Wii U, but that's a far cry from getting a full character. I think I've got to give Shovel Knight a 3. Speaking of indies, let's talk about Sans. Now, there's a lot of hype around Sans right now, but there's a few things to keep in mind. First off, Undertale being announced for Switch in the same direct as Smash means nothing. Nintendo doesn't really do ARGs, and there aren't any clever hints to be looking out for. Second is the matter of the Smash Ballot. Undertale was at its peak during the ballot, sure, but the character that people were clamoring for at that time was actually Papyrus. Sans has stuck with us in the long term, but Papyrus was the most popular character at the start. Finally, I can't see Nintendo going for more than one indie, and we just got done talking about who is first in line. Sans gets a 2. Next up is Geno, who is probably in the weirdest spot of any character out there. He has a significant amount of support and even got a Mii costume in Smash 4. On the other hand, he exists in a very bizarre place legally. He's a Mario character, but he was an original creation of Squaresoft, and they retain the ownership of him. With Cloud getting into Smash 4, there's definitely room for negotiations. However, the question remains whether or not Nintendo would even consider him worth it in the first place. It's one thing for a character to be old and obscure. If Nintendo owns them, they can always use Smash as a method of reviving them. Nintendo doesn't own Geno, and they can't just use him however they want. They have to work with Square Enix to do anything with him. Before you mention his cameo in Superstar Saga, that was probably a fluke and Alpha Dream likely didn't go through proper channels for it. Keep in mind that his cameo was completely cut from the 3DS remake. Nintendo knows how powerful Smash is as a branding tool, and I could honestly see characters like Mach Rider or Urban Champion get in over Geno, because there's at least a chance that Nintendo does something with them in the future. If there's any chance of Geno getting in, it's going to come down entirely to fan demand. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I expect the next Smash to be all about the fans, but it seems the fervor for Geno actually started to fade during the ballot. Maybe there was still a silent majority, but in the end I gotta give Geno a 3. He's not out of the running yet, but he's got one hell of an uphill battle ahead of him. And keeping with weird legal situations, let's close with Impa. Of course, Nintendo owns the character of Impa, but the version that people have been talking up is the one in Hyrule Warriors. Even though Nintendo owns the character, Tecmo Koei likely holds ownership of their own original designs. That includes their interpretation of Impa. While that doesn't rule the character out entirely, this is her most battle-ready version, and getting her in otherwise can be tough. I give Impa a 3. Okay, next episode is going to be a treat to myself with a few of my own out-there ideas. Hope you look forward to that, and thanks for watching.